Welcome back, everybody. Trickle Six Knives. Today we're going to be going over this big bad boy, which they call the DA52. I have no idea why they call it this. I have no idea. There's a lot of videos, or no. There's not that many videos on this knife. I'm misspeaking. Um, So that's what it's called, the DA52 by Ned Foss. This one actually has a wonderful pocket clip on it. It has a couple little mushrooms in there that have, just sprouting, but your jeans go right past it. It's a pretty decent pocket clip, though. Actually, this is what I would call an excellent pocket clip. And keep bumping that. Just well, here's what I gotta say about it. I wish they would have used better steel. They probably shouldn't have done this little. Well, but see, then I don't know. It seems like the pocket clip. It's tight, and I mean it is. It's not thin, or like it's not too thin that it's not providing enough pressure, but I don't know. It don't matter. With a knife this big, I would be surprised if you lost it or misplaced it. Like, it's a pretty big knife. um, this is the. I think this is the biggest knife I have as far as pocket knives go. I used to be real into like cold steel a long time ago. So I've had like the Frenzy, which has a very long blade as well. This one is, I love this blade on this. I'm not, well, let me look at my notes real quick. Pardon me. Well, I'm just seeing if I know it does, the blade steel is 8CR13 on this, and it has redwood on it. I don't know about this because I just don't care enough, but it looks like it's metal to me. Feels like metal. So it has some sort of coating on there. I was going to tell you that, but I don't know what it is. It's just gray in color, but it looks nice. I mean, it's a very attractive blade. It has a disc for flipping that open if that matters to you. It's kind of a guillotine shutting, so be careful. Can you reverse flick? Yes. You can see right here, there's not much room to do it, but you can do it. You just gotta kind of you gotta give it a flick, like some wrist action. But it's mainly going to be better with just the thumb flick is where this thing really shines. I think this blade is just a really nice shape. Yeah, this thing comes razor sharp, ready to rock. So, and there's also a surprise with this one, and I'll tell you here in a little bit what the surprise is. What makes this different than the others? If you've watched other videos, then you probably already know. So, overall length is 10.75. It has a blade of 4.75 with the actual cutting edge. Is a little over 4.5. The handle is coming in at roughly 6 inches. And let's get some calipers on this puppy. See how thick did they make this blade. The handle is 0.6 inches. And the blade stock, let's go sure that's zeroed. Has a nice, healthy 4.7 millimeter stock. So this thing's ready for some action. Again, you don't want to, just because it's a big knife doesn't mean go batoning with it. I kind of got this for the comical. It's so large. I admit I didn't think it was going to be this big, but it is. But I, but I like it. I mean, I like it a lot. It's not. Please be careful though. This when you break this lock, and it's locked up like a bank vault. But when you break it, as soon as I come around to putting this straight up and down, I mean, it just, and give it a little wiggle, like, woo. It's real nice and smooth. See how fast I can get it to come out. That's as fast as I can get it. But it's just a really nice, smooth knife. You just have to be careful. It can be reverse flick, but you got to give it some wrist. And you got to just know where to, I guess, more or less stick your finger. Oop, missed it. But it really shines for just a thumb flicker. This, I'm trying to think what this would be good for. Kind of like I see this is more of a like hacking something. You know what I mean? This would be good for that. Something where you needed to whack something. Like, buddy, whack it. Let's see how much this bad boy weighs, and then I'll tell you what little surprise this has compared to any other knife out there, at least. I'm glad I weigh these because it's completely different what it says on here compared to Amazon or wherever you get yours. It's 11.1. So usually 10 is like kind of 10 ounces is kind of my limit, but I let this one slide, and here's why. I mean, it just looks so cool. Yes, it's oversized, but it's like, it definitely could be useful. It's just a cool little blade with a pocket knife. And is anyone wondering, what is that hole? What is that hole there for? And what is this? What is this on the end of this? Oh. Look at that. You pop that in there, and you kind of got sort of a fixed blade knife, more or less, or a way to really improve that lockup. You know what I mean? So that's really, really cool. That was the surprise. Were you surprised? You probably weren't surprised. I'm sorry, my surprises suck. So yeah, this kind of just always just dangles with the knife because I don't know where to put it and I don't want to lose it. And then it just, I think it clicks in there maybe, kind of, sort of. It just like, yeah, it makes a little snap sound, but not really that secure. And then it's just kind of in there. I guess I could try to, I mean, staying in there until you take it back out. I mean, that's a pretty cool idea. I've only seen that with some really high dollar knife. I think it was Extreme Ratio. It's the only other company I've seen do that, where they like kind of turn it into a fixed blade knife. It was the same idea. It's like you had your little pin that came with it, and you just stuck it in there. But I've only seen that on a Extreme Ratio knife. And it just has a little click, and then it just, you're ready to go. This thing's awesome. That's why I kept it in a nutshell. Once I realized, like, I was like, they really thought ahead on this. Like, this thing is really, this is pretty cool. Yes, it's a big bastard blade, but I mean, it's pretty nice. You just got to be careful with it because it's a big blade, and it, you know, it's got a little bit of weight on it. But I gotta recommend this if you're not into big knives, pass this one up. Like, I'm trying to think of if you weren't into big knives, why would you want something like this? I guess, I mean, like, it weighs 11 ounces, so worst comes to worst, you can just hit somebody with it to get them away from you if you had to. This, you know, it's a pretty big blade, so I'm trying to think what it couldn't do. Tomatoes would probably be out. Just cause, well, I mean, you could do them, but they wouldn't be like really, like if you're trying to get them really thin sliced tomato, that might be an issue. The lockup's still down the center as far as that goes. Show you here. Still good to go. And that's about all I do with this one, I'm not gonna lie. So if you're not getting it for like kind of that comical, just wanting to check it out, or you just want to play with it, because it's really fun to play with as far as just flicking it out. It's got a good flack. I mean, it's pretty cool. Oh, I did want to show you this. So the liner, see right there? This is cool, so cool. I've never seen this before. So what they did is the liner comes up, and then like they made this little fold over tab. It's really, really basic, but I mean, you got to see what's going on there. It's really, really basic, but it really, really helps so much for that to be there. I don't think there's any jimping on that, is there? There might be. I think there's like something on there. I feel something. I don't know. I think some kind of like dots, maybe, or something is on that. Anyways, it's really cool, and I've never seen it before, and it totally works. It's just a little, lip that's bent over so you can easily access that liner. I mean, it just really works. By the way, if you're wondering if they milled out, if I can get a hold of the dang thing, they did do a lot of weight relieving in there. So that's always nice to see. At least they did some instead of none. Because this would have been a lot heavier without it. But I gotta recommend it. Just if you like knives, man, I've got a large sized, hand, so you can see. I mean, it's a big knife. So that's how big it's gonna be. I try to do that instead of comparing it to other knives you don't have, or even if you did have them. It's so hard to tell on a camera because the camera always adds weight and it distorts crap, and it's always hard to tell. So the best comparison would be my hand. If you ask me, it's a large sized hand. Everyone knows what a large sized hand looks like, right? It's just to me, it would be normal, but we'll go over this here real quick. It's a large-sized hand, so that means my fingers are long, but not long. Not like I wouldn't go to someone and say, "Yeah, I've got really long fingers." Well, no, I've just got a large hand. So that means like pretty much everything is large about my hand. If you had a medium hand, then I don't know, there would be something about yourself that you would be like, yeah, I don't have what he has. Like, he has a really long middle finger. I don't have that. My fingers are really stubby, and that's why I have medium-sized hands, because my fingers are stubby. Like, I don't know, man. You should know your hand well enough to be able to judge it off someone else's, I guess is what I'm saying. At least I can when I watch other people's videos when they hold a knife like this. That usually gives me a good idea when I see all four fingers lined up like that, and you see how much is held over, and you see how much is out front. I mean, that's a pretty good idea of how big a knife's gonna be. And I try to give you guys all all the measurements and stuff I can. But I guess we can get some more close-ups on this blade. Try to anyways. Because it's kind of a large one. I can get it to focus. I think it's a pretty cool knife. Like I said, I will I always let you know if it's not. And that's why I do the video. If it's not a good knife, I'll let you know. Don't get this one. But most of the stuff I keep, I don't send it back because I like it, it works, etc. But this would, if you're into big knives, I would say it's a definite winner if you're into bigger knives. If not, I guess pass it up. But I do think with this little thing, it's kind of cool. That makes it kind of more robust with this little pin that you can put in it. So I guess that's something to think about. But I'll go ahead and get out of here, and you guys have a wonderful day.